Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Gridiron Bangahz YouTube channel. I'm Jacob, and as always, I'm joined by Brayden. Today, Bryson won't be joining us, but we'll hope to get him back next time. But we'll keep you guys updated on that one. But how's it going, Brayden?
Doing good. Still riding that victory Sunday. So always gotta love it.
Yeah, victory Sunday for all three of us. Riding into Week 13, so I guess let's jump right into it. Week 13 Thursday night game just ended with the Cowboys beating the Seahawks 41 to 35. DK Metcalf went off for three touchdowns, and then pretty much Dak I think continued his streak of just carrying that offense, carrying the team. So Dallas moves on and looks to wait for the Eagles in Week 14. But let's go right into our predictions. So let's start off with our first set of Sunday games. Denver Broncos versus the Houston Texans. I think both of us have the Texans, so I'll throw this one to you, Braden.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be a better matchup than anyone expected since from the start of the year. I mean, we all know Broncos kind of been hot these last few weeks. Definitely look like a whole new team. Pretty much kind of after that 70-point blowout they led up to the Dolphins, they just kind of changed everything around. I think Sean Payton's finally starting to implement kind of his system and just his mindset and what he wants the team to be. So I think they're on a hot streak. But I mean, Texans, we've been talking all year about CJ Stroud. I thought CJ Stroud still had one of his best games last week, even though I know they lost to the Jaguars. Kicker couldn't make it. Was just a few inches off, like we always say, game of inches. But Texans have been good. Their receiving core has been great. I mean, Tank Dell's been looking. I mean, if it wasn't for CJ Stroud, I think Tank Dell would be in that Offensive Rookie of the Year kind of talk. It's just same team, so obviously one's going to get the more like talk about it. And their defense have been stepping up. I really like what they've been doing. They haven't been. I mean, they're not the best defense. They don't have the players for it, but I can definitely see in the offseason them stacking them up. And I mean, D'Amico Ryan's head coach, I believe.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah. I think he can do a lot with this defense. I mean, he's shown that he's been able to kind of turn this defense around with not many pieces. So I got the Houston Texans winning this one, and Broncos eventually got to lose one, and I think this is going to be the game.
yeah, definitely agree with you. All your points. Broncos totally did a 180. Completely brand new team. The defense really stepping up this time. So I'm just glad it's gonna be a better game than what we expected earlier on. I think even when we were doing the predictions, we kind of just chalked that up as an easy win. But hopefully, this is gonna be a great game on Sunday.
One of the better games, I feel like. Not the greatest week for games. I mean, there definitely is a better matchup, which we'll get into later, but one of the top headliners of the week.
Yeah, I agree with that. But moving on to the LA Chargers versus the New England Patriots. Another one I think we're both in agreement on. Both took the Chargers. For this one, obviously, I think it just comes down to just Chargers are just a better team than the Patriots. Prefer Justin Herbert definitely over Mac Jones, Bailey Zapp, and then Chargers just dropped. They just dropped the game right to the Ravens. Yeah, they just dropped the game to the
Yep.
Ravens. Um, Definitely see them bounce back in this one against a struggling Patriots team who I wouldn't say they're tanking, but I mean they're right up there to picking up a new quarterback. But yeah, just taking the Chargers. Justin Herbert look to win this one. Probably I would say probably an easier game for them.
Yeah, definitely agree. I'm not the biggest fan of the Chargers, but I think right now I don't think I would pick the Patriots over anybody. I mean, just kind of never know who's starting at that QB position. They've been going with Mac Jones, and I mean, they benched him in like what late third or early fourth for Bailey
Halftime,
Zappi, and
halftime.
it was halftime.
I
I
maybe
I mean,
third.
I
I
didn't
don't
watch the
know.
game. I just somewhere around there. No one's watching Patriots games. No offense to Patriots fans, but yeah, I kind of still don't know who's going to be the QB moving forward because neither of them are playing like they deserve the job, and they both play like the other person should have it. So kind of hard to bet on them in any game. And Chargers just they get unlucky, but I can't see them screwing up this game. Just it's a tough one to screw up.
Yeah, definitely agree. Yeah, we'll find out how that game really goes. But moving on to the Detroit Lions at the New Orleans Saints. Another one we both got. Both took the Lions on this, so I'll throw this one to you.
Yeah, we've seen what the Lions have been doing this whole season. They've been one of the NFC's kind of powerhouse teams. Just with the run game and Jared Goff. I mean, has doesn't always have his best games. He's kind of been a little iffy. I felt like down these last few games, last few stretches. But Saints, they've been just kind of struggling. I know they lost Michael Thomas. I don't know if he's out for the year, but I don't think
It's an
he's
IR at least.
healthy. Yeah, so he's and Chris Olave, I know he got hurt. I'm thinking he's playing this week, so that's a good sign. So they still have him and Kamara, but I like what the Lions have been doing. They've been just a more consistent team, in my opinion, and when they play at their best, they're just a better team. So I think the Saints are still trying to figure things out. I mean, even with the loss here, they're still in that kind of that division race, sadly. Just showing how bad that division is in general, that even the Panthers technically aren't eliminated because of they can win the division, but
No, I think they're eliminated.
yeah. No, they're not.
Oh, they're
They're
not
really
from the
not.
division race, just a wild card.
Yeah, just a wild card, but if
Oh,
every
okay.
like if it can be perfect, they can still make the division,
Oh,
which is
well,
just shows you how bad the NFC South is. So I like the Saints. I've kind of been picking them a lot this year, but tough challenge against the Lions. They're just a consistent team that plays good defense and is great at running the ball. I continue to see them doing that.
yeah, I agree. Hopefully, Jared Goff gets this. He has like a get right game in this one. Like you said, he's really been struggling the last two games, and then they dropped that one to the Packers on Thanksgiving. So I expect to bounce back from that Lions offense, Jared Goff.
Really hoping for that Jared Goff game because I have Lamar on bye, so Goff is
Oh
my starter
shoot.
this week.
Yeah, okay, yeah, definitely gonna need it, but I'm sure he'll come in clutch for you.
I hope so. Hey, doesn't matter too much. I'm in playoffs in that league.
But okay, I guess going to the first game that was first split on, at the Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. I took the Falcons. Brayden took the Jets, so I guess I'll dig into this one first. Obviously, I don't know. If Zach Wilson was the quarterback, actually I still don't know who I'd pick. I can't even say that. Sorry. I just don't like Tim Boyle. I don't like the quarterback situation with the Jets. If it was just a little bit more stable, I think I would have picked them. It's at New York, right? New Jersey, sorry. But I don't know. I'm not even a fan of this Falcons team. I don't know who really is besides the actual fans, but just Arthur Smith is just underutilizing these players. So I love how I'm supposed to be picking the Falcons, but I'm talking trash on them right now. Anyways, yeah,
Happens. So I chose the Titans over the Bucks that one year or that one week.
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go with the team with. See, I can't even say more talent either. This is. Do I want to pick the Falcons? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sick of the Falcons. I can't really give you a legitimate reason why. I'm just taking the Falcons. I just trust them to be able to move the ball more, and that Jets offense really is just it's abysmal with Tim Boyle, whoever's at quarterback really.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I like the Jets in this one. I'm not saying that I have total faith in them. I still like I've been talking about offensive players, the skill players on the Falcons are just they're great. It's just Arthur Smith doesn't know how to use them, so that's what I'm going to ride on. The Jets defense, I mean, has been what is keeping them in playoff range. Obviously, we see the struggles they had with Zach Wilson and switched them out for Tim Boyle, and I still question that decision to switch out Zach Wilson. Like I said in the last one, I think I only would have switched out Zach Wilson for a veteran, not still an unknown player that will kind of have the games he did last week where it's not anything spectacular and you have turnovers to just ruin your team when your team is playing great defense. But their defense has been amazing. We've seen what they've done all season just against the top-notch quarterback and how they've limited them and just not their best weeks, not their best showings. And I mean, now you're putting them against Desmond Ritter. He's not a good quarterback to start with, and I don't think he's going to look any better this week, and I think he makes enough of mistakes that the Jets can kind of take it away and use that to their advantage, win the turnover battle, and come out of a close one like they've kind of been doing all year. So I don't like their offense. I'm questioning how much points they're even going to be able to put up. That's my biggest fear, but I really like this defensive matchup for them.
Yeah, I respect that. I don't know, not really high on this game.
No,
Neither of us
it's
are.
definitely going to be an ugly game. Very ugly game. Like you got to love defense to watch this game for the whole way through.
Yeah, yeah, you're right on that.
Yeah.
Broncos got a pretty. It's more consistent than their offense.
Oh yeah, easily.
Okay, transitioning to division game, another game we're split on. The Colts at the Titans. I took the Colts, but I'll throw this one to you first. You got the Titans.
Yeah. Um, Kind of just going with the Titans because they're at home. It's a division game, so definitely it's going to be a weird one, I think. Not something we don't expect. I can't tell if it's going to be just high scoring shootout or if it's going to be a defensive matchup. It's hard to tell with this one, especially just kind of with any division matchups across the league. But I have the Titans. I like them at home. I think Will Levis has been having a decent season. Definitely not the worst rookie QB of this draft. I still like kind of like what he's been doing. Like I said, I like what he did against the Steelers. He's been kind of having a little like down games. I don't think he's been playing too well, but I think this is kind of the game you can rely on kind of Derrick Henry to kind of help out. I feel like Derrick Henry just loves division games, in my opinion. I feel like he just does well. It's not the Texans that he usually goes off against, but he does love his division games. And I'm without Jonathan Taylor, I kind of want to bet on the better run game because I don't trust either of these quarterbacks right now fully to move the ball on their own consistently. So I'm gonna bet on Derrick Henry and the Will Levis, uh, and hopefully their defense does enough.
I'm blaming you for that one. Yeah, this is this looks like a Derrick Henry game. Could be. I'm just gonna stick with the Colts. I know that doesn't really matter who they're playing. They can score. Even with Gardner Minshew, he's been running that offense pretty fine. Obviously, yeah, Jonathan Taylor injury definitely sucks, especially when they just got him back, or at least back to full health, I would say. So, but I do trust Shane Steichen. Just that offense to just keep things moving. Um, I think their defense a little bit more shakier. So this is either just gonna be a tough fought game or really just a shootout, which I can see a shootout. But Titans really just relying on Derrick Henry and that play action game for Will Levis.
Normal Titans offense.
Yeah, so we'll probably see the D Hop getting back into the groove of things.
He has those usual games, but yeah, Colts have been playing good. I probably would have chose the Colts, but division game at home. Gonna hope for the Titans. We need to have some games where we separate because I'm down one, so I need to catch up a little bit
Yeah,
in
I
my
get it.
predictions.
We'll get that. I'm actually surprised we're not further apart right now, but yeah, we'll definitely get that down the stretch.
Oh yeah.
Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins at the Washington Commanders. Another one where we're both on the same page, both taking the Dolphins. And I mean, I don't think there's much more to say on this one either. It's just Dolphins are just they're just an offensive juggernaut. They really just beat down on these bad teams. So um, expect another 30 plus point showing from this Miami offense, and then that defense is starting to get they're starting to find their rhythm. And honestly, yeah, I don't really have much on this. Sam Howell might I'll say this, he might keep them, not gonna say in the game, but at least keep it from getting out of hand early on. But ultimately, yeah, it's just gonna get out of reach for them.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. I think somehow keeps it relatively a game in the first half, but I see the Dolphins running away with this one. I mean, I don't think the Dolphins are the best team, but I think they're the best team against below the pack team because they just, I don't know, they figure out ways just to blow out all these teams that are just below 500. They struggle against the teams that are above, but this is not the case. And Washington hasn't been the greatest all year, so I can see them running away with this. Where fourth quarter, it's really not a game anymore.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, it's another one that, yeah, picking. They're both picking the same one. So, oh, another division matchup right here. Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, both on the Bucks in this one. So I'll let you talk about the Bucks first.
Yeah. I think I like I've said kind of last few weeks, Bryce Young just doesn't have the supporting cast that he needs right now as a rookie. You're still trying to figure out the NFL. You're still trying to figure out what's your play style, how to translate your game and everything to the NFL and trying to be successful. And they just fired their head coach. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I think, I mean, that is, at least from this season, when you fire a coach, it seems like it's a morale boost that you just have your best game of the season and moving forward, you just look better. But it's a tough match. That's a tough matchup to ask for. You're going against the Bucks. The Bucks. I still think they're one of the better defenses in the league. I think their offense just hasn't been consistent enough to really put them in that more dominant tier that they've been in with Brady. Just kind of shows you the power of what Brady is to the offense. And I still think Baker's playing great, but not consistent enough to be that kind of contender status. Um, but yeah, I like the Bucks in this. I still think they're the better team. They're just both offense and defense. They have better players. Like I said, Baker's not the most consistent, but when Baker doesn't have a pass rush and that the defense isn't that scary, I think Baker has his better games where he can lean on the run game and play off of that. And Mike Evans has been having himself a season. Definitely, I feel like he's been better these last few weeks. So see the Bucks winning this. It's a division game, but I don't see this one getting too weird. But I could be wrong. But I'm just gonna bet on the odds that the Bucks take care of business like they should.
They definitely should. Against this Panthers team, fire their head coach. I don't really think. I think same thing as you. Don't think they're gonna get a morale boost on this one. It's not like he was a terrible coach or anything. It's just a bad team. So, but yeah, Baker Mayfield. I think he should continue his success this season. I feel like he's been a good quarterback this year. I feel like that the defense, even despite all the talents that they have, I feel like it's been underperforming. I feel like the defense has been letting him down more so than he's letting them down. But he's still having his quarters, halves, even a few games where he's a little bit inconsistent. I will say that, but yeah, he should be having a good game. Mike Evans should be getting another touchdown, maybe even going 200 yards like last year. I think it's
Yeah,
yeah, Panthers, right?
I think
Yeah,
so. Yeah, the week
that was
17.
the championship week. Yeah,
Yeah, they won me. I can't say won me a championship, but got me a tie in the championship league.
he got
So
both of us to the championship. Yeah, that was
yeah,
our
uh,
good old Mike Evans
yeah. I'm not trusting him all season. Thank God, DeAndre Hopkins got hurt because I would not have played him. Yeah, definitely should be a good, decent game. But yeah, definitely Baker Mayfield, I think, has earned a little bit more respect from me. I thought he was decent. I didn't think he was bad with Cleveland, but he's definitely been playing pretty good since leaving. Saw what he did with the Rams that 1 week last year, and he's been having. At least he's shown that he should be a starter in this league on some team. He's a top 32 quarterback.
for sure. Yeah. Well, you know I'm gonna say that. I love Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, you are Baker. Fan.
Oh, always. But yeah, moving on to the Sunday night game for Week 13. The Kansas City Chiefs take on the Green Bay Packers. Both have the Chiefs in this one. Another one, I don't know. I know the Chiefs have been struggling. Last week it took them about a half to wake up, and they eventually beat the Raiders, got back into their normal selves, firing all cylinders. But this is a Packers team that's been actually, finding their identity, getting on a roll. They even beat the Lions last week. So I think this could be a close game. I'm not gonna say down to the wire. I do think the Chiefs are still the much more talented team, but I think it'll be a close game at least for a while. And then maybe Chiefs will again wake up and pull away in this one. So I do like this matchup though. This is a pretty good one. At least to see what the this young Packers team what they can do against a veteran championship team.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you. I mean, I kind of said all season the Chiefs don't look like the powerhouse that they really are. I feel like they haven't really had any blowouts this season. It's been a lot of close games, but we know who Patrick Mahomes is, and you're always going to take Patrick in a close game. Just he's shown that you should, just track record wise. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what the Packers do. I feel like they've been kind of on a hot streak. Jordan Love's been playing really well. This Kansas City defense, I think, for once in a couple years, I mean, pre Mahomes, even pre Alex Smith era, I think has finally been great. So it's finally one of the top defenses in the league. I won't say the top, but definitely in the top half of the league, maybe top 10.
Mm.
Kind of have to go through the defense to figure that out. But it's going to be, I really would like to see what the Packers do. But like I said, it's Patrick Mahomes. Any close game you put him in, I'm 9 times out of 10 going to take Mahomes. So same case here.
Yep, both taking the Chiefs on that one. Sunday night game. And moving to the next day, Monday Night Football, Cincinnati Bengals take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. So obviously, going into the year, this was going to be a different game. Fortunately, Joe Burrow got hurt, so we got Jake Browning versus Trevor Lawrence. So not surprising here. We both took the Jags on this one, but I'll throw it to you on this.
Yeah, we both have the Jags. Unfortunately, Joe Burrow was out because this is one of the better Monday night matchups we've had in this season. It would have been with Joe Burrow, but yeah, we both got the Jaguars. Don't want to say, in my opinion, the Jaguars are the biggest kind of pretenders in my eyes. I really don't see them as true contenders. I don't think Trevor Lawrence has kind of lived up to the hype. I won't say he's a bad quarterback. He's played pretty well this season, but definitely, I mean, when you put him in that can't miss category, I don't think he's played up to it. I think this defense been playing better than they should be. They just had some really great games, and I mean, they have talent on offense. I don't think it's the most consistent. I think Christian Kirk is my favorite receiver right now. At least Calvin Ridley's had down games, and I mean Travis Etienne is. I've liked Travis Etienne since coming out of the draft. I wish my team drafted him over Najee, but Najee's been playing well. That's a different story. But um, yeah, I'm gonna take the Jaguars. They've been playing great. Their defense is playing better than what they should be playing, in my opinion. Besides Josh Allen, I don't many know many names on that defense. Might just be ignorance, but yeah, um, Bengals just aren't the same. Kind of seen it last week. I like what the Steelers did against them last week, but I fear what the game would have been like with Joe Burrow. But there's just a whole different team without Joe Burrow. It's just one of those teams. You have that franchise quarterback when you're out them. It's just a whole different team that can't expect much from. I think Jake Browning had a great game. I mean, going against a tough defense, thought he was decent. Should have thrown 2 picks, but he looked calm. He looked collected in the pocket. Didn't look too rattled, being one of his first starts of the season. But it's just a tough matchup for him against the Jaguars. So I got the Jaguars winning this one.
Yep, that's pretty much what I got too. It's just Jake Browning. It's not Joe Burrow. That's pretty much what it is. And yeah, I forgot how much you're not on the Jags. You're not on the Jags string. Just say this. Wait till December. They already got 2 games rolling. They beat. I forgot who they beat before the Texans, obviously, but they already won. They won that division matchup. They won a game before that because I think that's where they
Yeah, they did
started.
because they got smacked by the Niners. They had a
Yeah,
bounce back game, and then they played the Texans. Can't
yeah.
think of who they played.
So they're waking up right before December, but watch right when December hits, maybe give it a second week of December. They will start to get things rolling. This is how Doug Pearson operates. He's a December team guy. So then you'll see.
I don't want to hear that. They played the Titans. That's who they played before. So
Ah, you're right.
two
That's
division.
right. But I will agree with you. Trevor Lawrence has not been played up to the standard that we all expected.
I don't want to hear that December thing because I'm hopeful my team makes it to the division winners, but it's not looking so promising right now. So I want the Jaguars in the first round. I want redemption. I don't think they should have
Redemption.
won against us.
You, you
I
don't
want
want you
redemption.
don't want the Jaguars.
I want the Jaguars.
You
I
don't
want
want
the Jaguars.
you don't want the Doug Peterson Jaguars
Dude,
in the
it's
in playoffs. You don't want that. I'm telling you now, you don't want that.
I don't know. Cause right now, who's the fourth division? Right now it's the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Jaguars, and the Dolphins. Okay, I would want the Dolphins from all of them, but I'm fine with the Jaguars. I'll take the Jaguars. They got lucky last year.
No,
They
they did
played the
not.
Chargers,
You
who were
don't get
just bro.
lucky.
They
They were still
they're,
down
they played the
24.
Chargers.
Yes, I
They played the
understand that.
Chargers.
They were still down 24. It's not that easy.
The Chargers just figure out ways. I don't know. I just feel like it's always the Chargers' fault when they lose these games, and I'm not gonna. I give credit to the Jaguars. It's a playoff game. It's a comeback. Definitely worth giving credit to, but it's the Chargers. They just figure out ways to lose games they shouldn't. It's kind
I
of
get
been
it.
their MO for the last few years, in my opinion.
I get
Even
it.
before Justin Herbert, with Philip Rivers, they just figured out ways to lose games, and I thought this was just one more of them.
I get it. I do, but you'll find out. This Jaguars team, I'm telling you, they flip a switch. This Doug Pearson, he knows how to flip the switch on his players. Comes down the
Pretenders.
stretch. All right, all right, it's
All I
okay.
gotta say is pretenders.
We'll
I hope we get to round one.
I think maybe
Like a
another
bye week.
episode. Another episode. I think we'll probably get into maybe some pretenders, contenders. So we'll get into that one another time.
Closer to the playoff. When we kind of know who's in and out.
Yeah. Oh, we'll definitely talk about that then.
I will still be standing on this mountain.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you ain't moving off of that because you just lost to them. So
Mm. I think even if we won, I would still be standing on this mountain.
yeah, it's
But
probably just
we'll
because
see.
yeah, you guys just faced them this year. That's all it was. But yeah, anyways, that'll wrap up these set of games. So make sure to check out our other video for the remaining games, especially our home games, Steelers, Rams, Eagles. So again, make sure to check out that in our other video. And until then, shoots.